you have a great day. Last day of October. So, anywho, let's get into this video. Today, we are going to be talking about our next storm system that will be affecting a good chunk of the U.S. And we're going to be talking about the temperatures. The temperatures are going to be decreasing as we move through the rest of this month. Well, today is the last day of October. As we move into the beginning part of November, into middle of November, the temperatures will start to go down in much places across the U.S. We'll have a lot of troughs and cold fronts that will move through the U.S., which will bring cooler air and maybe even some snow into some places of West Virginia, the Appalachian Mountains, the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee and North Carolina. So we'll have to see what we'll be doing right there. Please like and subscribe for this video because I really want my channel to grow. So if you would just like and subscribe. It only takes a minute to do that. So let's start this video. So as we move in through the rest of today, if you're doing any trick-or-treating or anything, especially in the Northeast, it's going to be a little bit rainy up there in Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, New York, but everywhere else, it's going to be okay. It's going to be really good for doing all that stuff, having parties and all that. Is going to be very nice outside. As we move into tomorrow, we'll see a little bit of snow into Nebraska, maybe some of these troughs trying to dig into the eastern U.S., which bring cooler air, especially into the Northeast. We'll see some cooler air. We'll look at that on the next, in a minute. We'll look at the temperatures in a minute. And then as we move into the rest of this week, we'll see some troughs starting to dig into the Southeast, bringing some rain. Then to the West Coast, we'll see another cold front start to move into our area, bring more rain into Georgia and South Carolina. Then we'll see what we're talking about in this video today, where we'll see another storm system, which will bring a trough, which will be digging way down into the south. So even places in Florida, we'll see temperatures in, the 50s and 60s, which I think is below average for Florida at this time of year. So you can see that we'll have a cold front, maybe even some snow into West Virginia, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Kentucky, Virginia, down into the Smoky Mountains. We'll see some snow as we get into the middle part of November. Then after that cold front, the temperatures are going to be very, very cold. You can see those blue lines right here. That's that trough digging down into the Southeast. So even places in Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, the Carolinas, even places in northern Florida will see some very below average temperatures as we move into the middle part of November. So let's go on to the temperatures. As I said today, it's going to be very warm if you're doing outdoor activities for Halloween. It's going to be very warm, especially into Texas, back into Arizona, California, 70s and 80s. But much of the U.S. will be in the 50s and the 60s for today. But in some places in the Rockies, the upper Midwest, y'all will be in the 40s and the 30s. So very cold Halloween for those people. Then as we move into tomorrow, we'll see that trough starting to dig down into the south. Much warmer temperatures as you go south, 70s for much of the south. The northern part of the U.S. will be in the 40s and the 50s. Then as we move into Tuesday, that trough starts to dig even more. Then as we move into Wednesday, some places in the south, northern Alabama, y'all be in the 50s for highs. Southern Alabama, y'all be in the 60s, low 70s for highs. So it depends on where you're at in the Southeast. Here in Columbia, we might be in the 50s. The 50s on Friday. But then as we go into the low country, they'll be in the upper 60s, low 70s for highs. So it just depends on where you are at. Friday looks like it's going to be very chilly across much of the U.S. We'll be in the 60s and the 50s and the 40s. So here comes that cool air as we get into next week, especially in the Northeast. Y'all be in the 40s, the upper 30s for highs. Very chilly air for those people. Then we'll have a ridge start to build back in to the middle of the country, and will bring a lot of temperatures, warm temperatures into the south, especially for Texas. And then here comes this big cold front, this big trough that starts to move down into the U.S., brings some very cold. You can see these are the morning temperatures. We're talking about 20s and upper teens for places in the Dakotas, the Rockies, the upper Midwest. And all of this cold air right here will be moving all the way to the East Coast. So as we move into not next Sunday, but the Sunday after that, here are the high temperatures. We're talking about 40s and 50s in the South. Orlando will get into the low 60s. Much of Texas will be in the 50s and 60s for highs. The warmest part of the country will probably be in California and Arizona, which is kind of crazy. Then as we move into Monday morning, Monday, November the 15th, you can see these temperatures. We're talking about 20s as far south as the Florida Panhandle. I mean, it's going to be cold, very below average temperatures for this time of year. Look at the highs. As far south as Central Florida will be in the middle 50s. That is very cold for Florida standards. If you ever been to Florida in the wintertime, you know that it gets into the 50s and 40s, and that's cold for Florida because it doesn't get ridiculously cold in Florida. But these temperatures are going to be very cold. I think November is going to be a very cold, below average month for the eastern part of the U.S. The West looks like it's going to be about average to above average. So the eastern U.S., specifically the Southeast, I mean, here in the Southeast, looks like much of November will be in the 60s, the 50s, even the 40s for highs. So that's pretty cold. I think the average temperature for this time of year in the South is probably in the low 70s, upper 60s, but we're going to be way below average, like in the 50s for highs much of the month of November, even some 40s for highs. So it's going to be very cold. That's what I think will happen. It's going to be very, very cold as we move into the rest of our November, as we move into November and as we get closer to Thanksgiving. So thanks all for watching. Thank you all for watching this video for today. It is Sunday. I'm trying to, relax and get through this weekend because from now until Thanksgiving is going to be pretty much very busy in terms of schoolwork and a lot of stuff going on in the household. So anyway, thanks for watching this video for today, and I will see you on the next one. Have a great rest of your Halloween and your last day of October. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.